That's the reason. I'm too early. I don't care. It's blazing hot up here. And we're not gonna wait too long. It's too warm and the live stream won't be also extremely long. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk EV almost every Sunday at 7:15. Now it's 7:06 p.m. Central European time. I hope you're all doing great. I'm cooking. Last few days have been very, very hot, and today too. It's 28.6 degrees up here. I'm right under the roof, and this is a horrible house. There's no insulation or anything. This house, the second it's a bit warm, it gets warm in the house. The second it gets cold, it's cold in the house. Extremely fast. Who's there? I hear a little dog. Come, Rudy. Rudy, come. Go open the door. Who's so cute? Yeah. So, since last week, 2,000 people complained in the comments that I was so mean to the Tesla. This week I'm gonna be all nice and we're all just gonna talk about the good things about the Tesla Model Y. There are a lot of good things and a lot of things that are really impressive. The problem and why my video live stream last week was negative is that things that are important to me, it doesn't do extremely well. That's why I'm not the biggest fan. And I always said that Model 3, Model Y is not my thing. It's on the sporty side and I don't like sporty cars. So I like sporty cars, but with a good suspension, and they don't deliver that. And other things. And Model S, for example, would be great, but Tesla doesn't want to give me a Model S to test. Even though they now have a new version and everything. Stay honest. I mean, I'm always honest, but I get when sometimes, you talk about stuff and you say this is good, and this is bad, and then you stay at the bad because it annoys you so much, and then the whole thing seems like it's extremely negative. So this week it's all positive about the Tesla Model Y. It's already brought back on Friday. I brought the car back to Munich, to Pasdorf, where I got the car and got to drive Hank, my ID.7, home, and it couldn't be any more different, and exactly the things that I say and I'm gonna say today. The difference, and not just positive, when you go from Model Y to ID.7. There were things that were not great, and it's exactly that what you think it is. and that is amazing. So driving the last 10 minutes in the Tesla Model Y and then getting to Hank, my ID.7 Volkswagen, and driving home. After 5 minutes, you see exactly what the difference in those two cars is, and what the strengths are in those two cars. And I'm gonna talk about that today. Oh, burped a bit, sorry. I drove almost 2,000 kilometers with the Tesla Model Y in 7 days. Well, no, exactly 7 days. But 400 kilometers were getting from Munich home and then bringing it back. So really it was 1,600 kilometers to do a test drive. I filmed 8 videos. Finally, I did the night test. Gonna talk about this. I drove the car at night. What else did we do? Long distance trip test. Not done this with a Tesla yet. We only did comparison and stuff like this. Of course, my range test. I didn't do a charging test because I haven't noticed that it doesn't seem to be any different than to the old Model Y, and I think I've heard that too. And with Tesla, it's very hard to do a charging test because if you charge at a hypercharger at Ionity, for example, where I could film off the screen, it only charges with 500 amp, 190 kilowatt. But it can do 250 kilowatt at a supercharger. But at a supercharger, the screen is tiny. Now, by the way, the supercharger screens show how many kilowatt hours were charged and what the actual power is right now. And I think even the time. I don't have my phone here. Where's my photos online? I think, where are we? Google Photos. Where is it? There it is. Can barely see it on this picture. You can barely see it here. So this is the screen when you charge a Tesla there. I don't know if this happens if you charge with the app, but I see the state of charge, I see the power, the time and the kilowatt hours charge. So this would be good. I don't know how to film this and this to look good, but the car is gone anyway. I haven't thought about it. I didn't even know that it has that. But then it's hard to film that because when you film inside the car, it shows the power and it shows the kilowatt hours charged, but into the battery, not what comes from the charger. So it's different than what I do with my other tests. It's very hard to film a charging test with a Tesla, unless there would be a charger that does more than 500 amp. So what Tesla can do. I don't know if the new Alpitronic 400 kilowatt chargers can do that. I'm not so familiar with this, but this would be the only thing. But okay, what's great about the Tesla Model Y? And by the way, those 8 videos I filmed in 4 days. I had 2 days off with the car. Well, Friday I picked it up, didn't film anything. Saturday I didn't film anything. Sunday I filmed. Monday I didn't film anything, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I filmed each time 2 videos, and then Friday brought it back. So I didn't film for 3 days, almost of those days. Yeah, Tesla Model Y Juniper. Before we start, no, it's fine. Let's go from the bottom. The new rims, that are look like they're very efficient. I think they really work. They don't look bad, and I think they have great impact on consumption. It just felt like this. Tires are gigantic, 255s, all 4 tires, 19-inch, but still, I will come to that when it comes to consumption and range. Impressive. But let's start from the bottom. Also wonder why they named the car after a gas company. Juniper is a gas company? I didn't know that. Never heard of that. So, suspension is definitely better in the new Juniper Model Y than in the old version. It's really better, it's more comfy. When the highway or the road is okay, then it's really good. When the road is bad, so cobblestone, a bad highway, it's still struggling because it's a sporty suspension and it doesn't adjust anything. So it's not the most comfortable ride, but it's okay. Noise level in the car of the Tesla Model Y was impressively good. I would say very, very close to my ID.7. Really, really quiet and comfortable noise level, even at 140 and something like this. So they did really well. Model Y was not extremely quiet. The old ones, Model 3 was then the worst, but this is a big improvement, I have to say that. Then that the indicator is now a stock again, not a button on the steering wheel. That is amazing. Gear change, to do that on the screen. If you do it with a stock or with that finger up, finger down, swiping, that's really okay. I never had a problem with it. Sometimes in the software, for whatever reason, so when you stand, it gives the thing pops out, so it's always gone. But when you're standing, it pops out when you press the brake pedal to do up and down and park. But sometimes it stays out. I think that's a software bug, but it's not a problem. It's not like it takes away all the screen and you don't see anything, so it's totally fine. So that's really okay. Wiping is still the same, like I said. If it's in auto and auto works better. It didn't rain in those days, so I have no idea if the auto wipers are better than they were in the old Model Y and Model 3, if the sensitivity, sensors and everything is better. I don't see a sensitivity setting. I see off, auto, and then 1, 2, 3. think it was 1, 2, 3. Am I mistaken? So you cannot set a sensitivity. Maybe you can set a sensitivity setting, but somewhere in the infotainment system, but not easily on the screen. So when you press the wiper button, you get instantly on the screen, you get your thing where with scroll wheel you could go to a different setting or just wipe. It's written Uniper. Huh, never heard that. So this then, what else do we have? Honking is not a button, it's the whole steering wheel. This is great. Flashing someone is a button. I'm okay with this. Auto high beams and not, don't know, we come to that later. First, charging. Oh no, let's first do software when it comes to route planning. Of course, is amazing. And I did a whole route, my typical route, where I want to drive a little, almost a little circle, and it worked perfectly fine. So it takes a bit to know so when you do a route planning, that where you are is on top and you go down, not from down to up, but you just need to know that, and then it's fine. And then you can rearrange where you want to go, and then where else, and then where else, and then it plans the supercharger stops. You can set with how much state of charge you want to arrive at the destination, but not at the chargers, but it does it amazingly well, and it's not flipping around. So when it tells me you should arrive with around 8%, and then I'm driving and it says 13%, and then a minute later, because of something that changes, I drive faster, the weather is different or traffic, it goes to 6%. It doesn't change the charger or anything, it stays the same because it knows 6% is still fine. And if it would be horrible, it would tell you use a different charger, plan a different charger, or tell you please drive slower, that you arrive well there. So the planning is really nice, really done well. When you arrive at the charger, it tells you, and before too, that you have to charge 10 minutes. It doesn't tell you to what state of charge, it just says time. So it says 10 minutes and then you can drive on. And when the time has passed, there's a big message, you have charged enough, you can leave now. And that's awesome. Every car should have that. Not just, hey, you charge to 63%. And then when you're at 63%, nothing happens. You yourself have to do something. No, you get a message, hey, you're done charging, you can go on. And I'm pretty sure in the app you get that too. So that's awesome. And it worked really well. It was pretty accurate for 1-2% or so. But on my long distance trip, you cannot take that because I'm driving different speeds. Sometimes I'm driving 140. Then I see traffic is amazing. I drive a bit faster. And then there's a construction zone with 90. So, God, it's hot in here. 28.8 now. I'm dying. So, but the planning and the route thing, everything is fine. Of course, one tiny little negative thing, since you don't have a light, you don't have a head-up display, you have nothing that shows you that you have to go off or go right, except when you look at the screen. That's of course something that you have, since you have only one thing that shows you what's happening and what's going on, you also see it on that thing. So when the speed is here, it's always staying here, so navigation, it's always on the right side. You have to look even a bit further. A head-up display would be a godsend, and I know that you can have head-up displays and stuff, all third-party for Teslas, and if they work as intended, that would be a great idea, but I don't know. I've never seen one of those. Yes, so software is incredible. They have a lot of things in there that work flawlessly. I tested Netflix, I tested YouTube, didn't film it, I just tested it, and it works like on your phone. You log in and it's right there. There's no thinking. There's no, the hardware is too weak, we have to think. No, it just works. It's perfect. And going through the different apps works instantly. The same as when you get to the car, even though it's parked for a day and you unlock and you get in, it's there right away. There's no boot up process. It's right there. It's the software is really incredible. I haven't had one error. Like I said, only the gear selector that stayed out. It wasn't a problem. I haven't seen any bug, anything that didn't work. I saw a lot of settings. I missed a lot of settings that I would like to have, but every car maker does this. Some like this, some like this, so that's okay. What else did we see? There's a lot of stuff that you can adjust with the volume. And sound system. I have to say, sound system is way better than in my ID7. I heard stuff in songs that I haven't heard ever. That was great. The bass is way more present. The subwoofer and the bass in the Model Y is 10 times better than in my ID7. In my ID7, it's almost at the end, the subwoofer, so 4 meters away from me. And in the Model Y, it just feels it's right under my seat. So you have to put it even down and be careful. So if you are someone who likes a lot of bass in its music and you can have that with the Model Y. So the sound was really great. The adjustment, so when you drive faster, wasn't too amazing. It's on Spotify. And also what I noticed on Spotify, when I use my phone, you have a setting where you can put in that when it's quiet, it will turn it up, and when it's loud, it will keep it that way. So if you listen to something quiet, it's almost the same volume as something that is loud. And I think on the app in the car, you can't do that because podcasts were really quiet, a lot of them, and the music was really loud. And on my phone, when I use it with Android Auto on cars, I don't have it's just a tiny bit, not too much. It's always a bit, of course, but usually it's not that much. Here it was like, oh my God, it's a big difference. But the sound system is incredible. There's nothing to it. The speed, I love that the speed is shown every number. Remember in the Audi RS e-tron GT, when you accelerate, you don't see every number. You see 50, 62, 74, I don't know. So always some numbers, not the numbers in between. I don't like that. In the Tesla, you see 51, 52, and when you go up really fast, awesome. Acceleration was great, 4.88 seconds. In a gigantic SUV, there's so much space. I said that already in the other video, and you will see in the videos. The Model Y is a space one miracle. The trunk is incredibly big. You have extreme deep pockets on the side. Usually in Hank, I have a water bottle and then a little container where I have cleaning supplies to clean the windshield on the press cars that I have. And in Hank, I can put one here and the bottle here. Here, those two fit, and then other stuff would fit in one side. So there's no problem at all. And then you have a second floor that's, I think, 40 centimeters deep and this wide and this big. It is bigger than the frunk. The frunk is gigantic, awesome. And then we get because of the frunk, we get to the app now with Android. Amazing. So back in the day when I had Paul's Model Y made in China, when was this? My God, when was this? 2021. It was a Munich. It was the first time the Munich Motor Show was. There must have been 4 years ago, so 21 exactly. I had to have the Tesla app open, Bluetooth on, and it had to be in the with the car. And even if the app was not long used, it didn't work either. So I had to open the app, and then I could open the car. Now it's totally different. When you have the Tesla app open, instantly on top there's a little icon that says Tesla, and when you are in the phone and click, you see Tesla, and then underneath it says lock or unlock depending on the car, open boot or open trunk. And so you just have the phone on, scroll down, and then you can lock or open the boot. You don't have to go into the app, into control and do something. It's already there, and that's really awesome. I noticed that with getting into the car, the unlocking, it just happens instantly. Can you use the space? The last model, the maximal Zulung, was depending on the model under 400 kilograms. I have no idea. I have no idea if the new Juniper has the same much weight that you can put in. No idea about the space. If you don't put too heavy stuff, the space wise, I don't know, about the weight is incredible. Where was I? So unlocking, if the car is locked, it's totally off for days. You get with, warum gibt die Firma noch eine Bühne? Why not? Just because the boss is a weirdo? Take Tesla down. It's one guy, it's not the company. So the unlocking, it just works instantly. There's no resistance, like you open and then, oh, I have to open, he has the Bluetooth on and then done. No, the only thing that delays it is that the window goes a bit down, and that takes 0.2 seconds. That's the only delay. Then of course the user settings, that if you are connected with your phone to the car, you can say, I'm the user this, and this is my seat position, these are my mirror position, this is my steering wheel position, and this is my infotainment system setting. And then if Cindy comes with her phone and says, this is my position, it does it automatically. There's no asking, there's no private setting in the beginning that you have to confirm. There's nothing. You get in and drive. There's the only thing is that you have to turn off the overspeed warning that you have to do with every new car, which is very easy. Right on the screen, you just tap the icon, the speed limit. But the thing you cannot do really is turn off lane assist. There is a setting in autopilot, and you have to scroll down, and then you can turn lane assist off, but it doesn't work very well, and it's still a bit on. It's never really off. That's the only thing. It's not extremely intrusive, but it's not nice. And when it's intruding, it's beeping and freaking out. Oh my God, you have been a bit over the line. You are crazy. That's a bit negative then. But that's okay. Steering is still direct, as I said before. It's not my thing, but hello, everyone has a different taste. Like a used setting of last drive button. Yeah, that's true. That they planned this on the ID7 for the newest software, and then they gave it away. Okay. Where was I? To think. He got me all riled up here. Where was I? Loudness. Consumption, of course. So in my range test, the range was really amazing. Again, Tesla is always lucky with me. Every time I have a Tesla, the driver settings. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I said that already, that this is really amazing, that it just does it automatically without you giving in and saying, I'm user this now. No, you get in, it knows this phone unlocked the car, you're sitting on this chair that's driving, so it's your setting, I will adjust everything to your setting. Oh, that's just awesome. The app is overall extremely fast, so when you click on lock, it doesn't take 10 seconds till you get a feedback, hey, it's locked, it's ding, it's 1 second or so delay. The same for when you start the preconditioning. If you want to cool down the car, it takes a second till it starts, and it goes on forever till it is at 20% state of charge. So you don't have to think, oh, I'm gonna leave the dogs in the car for 40 minutes. Dog mode, you start everything in the phone and that's it. Did you try the Seeker 7X? No. Seeker said they don't have press cars for Germany yet. I have to go to Sweden for that. I can't do it. Then where was I? Consumption again. Yeah, Tesla was very lucky with me that I always had a car when the weather was amazing, and it was amazing this week too. I only needed the AC, it was never cold, so it's always great consumption day, and the consumption was really good. Range at 230 was 380 something. Yeah, you have the car, but a press car is something different. They need a press department and they need cars to give out to press people, and Seeker doesn't have, when I asked, it was a year ago or so, they didn't have anything in Germany. A lot of brands don't have that, by the way. Yeah, a road show is something where you can drive for a bit. I need a car for a week or 2 weeks. That's a bit different to do all my testing. Um, like I said, range 380 something, 86 or something, I can't remember. And then at 130 and at 110, I think it was 515, which is really good. Charging, I'm not the biggest fan of the Tesla charging curve because you are at around 100 kilowatt already at around 50%, and you have only 250 kilowatt for not even a minute. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and it's under 200 kilowatt very, very fast. But you also don't need that much. When I did my long distance trip, I charged twice, and twice it was to around 50%, 55%, and then I could drive easily 200 kilometers, and it was no problem. That's just amazing. I like that. So you don't need to charge to 80% all the time, but if you do, that takes a bit of time. I think it was 6% to 80% took 33 minutes. Was that right? Or maybe it was 10% too. I can't remember. But it took a bit of time. I think 10 to 80% is over 30 minutes, which is not amazing for a 75 kilowatt hour battery usable. But they know that you usually don't charge that much. That's what they're thinking. Yes, then we did this. So in a long distance trip, the car is amazing. Even when you drive a bit faster, it really is okay with you driving 200 for a second. Some cars, if you drive 130, 140, they're totally okay. And then when you go to 160, oh my God, the consumption is so high. Even when you just do it for a minute, you know that if you accelerate a few times. But Tesla Model Y was fine with that. Consumption was really okay even if you push it a bit. I did a power drive too, which is then a negative things that I'm not going to talk to you about. I did all the negative things last week. What else do we have? App already said has millions of functions and is really fast, and you can do all the things. Interior temperature of the app is a really great idea. Because it shows you, oh, it's 20 degrees out. I look at the app, oh, but it's 40 degrees in the car because it's standing in the sun, and I had no idea because the car is parked behind the house, I don't know. And then you can cool it before you get to the car. That's really nice. You can preheat the battery. It does it automatically when you preheat the car in the winter, but that would be nice though. Next weekend I will drive an ID.7 Pro through Sweden and Norway Max Pro X 3,000 kilometers. Nice road trip. Have fun. We almost decided today we go to Italy on holiday, but then we decided against it because we're both horrible with holidays. We hate the whole preparation, and then we don't enjoy it as much. It's too much hassle for what it is, so we're not going away. We're just horrible because it's always, we have to do this and this and this, and then and then it costs money, and then it's not long, and then we didn't enjoy it as much as we should because of this and that. Don't prepare it and just go. No, that's not our thing. No, we're not going. Are you okay? Oh, she's laying on the floor. Why are you up here? It's so warm. 29.1 now. The lights, they're not LED lights. Both use, I think, 75 watt. They're on for an hour a week, so it doesn't make any sense to put LEDs in there. If even sometimes it's just in 2 weeks. Did I do anything? Hey, wiping, speed, front. I think I did everything. What do you think of the rear end design of the Model Y? I think that the new Model Y looks better. Cindy disagrees. She thinks the old Model Y, I think the old was too froggy for me. The new Model Y looks a bit more grown up, in my opinion. The rear design, I love where the button for the trunk is. This is so easy. It's a nice height. It's not hidden somewhere, and underneath it's just there, and whoop. And it goes fast and it doesn't beep. Also a thing, if you don't use autopilot, I said that last week, if you don't use autopilot, if you don't use cruise control, and if you're not driving over the line and it has to steer against you with a lane assist, the car doesn't beep at all, which is amazing. Even trunk closing, it stood, and that's it. There's no the Ford na 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 na. Oh, horrible. I hate cars that beep for no reason and way too much. And what is this? And yeah, Model Y does that, or Tesla over does this really well. There's no long beeping. And the nose bit steep. Yeah, the steepness is great for visibility. So looking outside of the car with your own eyes, go over the hood when you go over a hill, we have that here a bit, is amazing. You see everything, what's in front of you. You can see really good in the back as well. The cameras, so when you go into reverse, for me the cameras are really, really, I have to get used to it. I'm not great. So I can see in the back where I'm going, the side ones, I'm like, what is going on here? And then the 360-degree area view, since it's not colored, since it's just a scheme, I never know what is this. So there's something black. Is this grass? Is this a wall? So I have to look in the mirror and in the camera. What is this? What am I close to? I would love to, if this would be also a real color and real camera as it is. Oh, there was something amazing that happened to me when I came back from my long distance trip. Was it that? I can't remember. But I was going to the supercharger to charge. In this Tesla Model Y, in all press cars, supercharging is for free. So of course I tried not to charge at home because it costs money. And if I charge at the supercharger, I don't have to pay for it. And Tesla pays, I don't know, 7 cents themselves for their power, so it's nothing. And of course I charged at the supercharger that's just 14 kilometers away many times. I don't know, 10, 12 times. If I filmed something, I thought I go there, film it there to charge or something. Or if I take a break and I don't know, go there and charge a bit. We did Cindy's video there, I did the light video there, all of this stuff, and just charged. And the one time when I went there, I went back to charge and I got a message, careful, charger 1C is not working at this location. That's amazing. And I was like, am I standing on 1C? Does it know that I'm standing at this charger? But it didn't, because I moved and then I was at 1C. So it knew at this location one charger is not working. It even showed on the display this out of order or something. I can't remember. But it's nice that it gives me a message. Look, think of if you go to an Ionity charger and you're at the location and you would get a message in the car, charger number 4 is not working. That would be incredible. I mean, on Ionity you have the light, then it's red, and then you know that it's not working or it's off. But other chargers, you don't see that. And then I think that was a great idea. I love that. What I noticed, you know that when you are driving with an EV and you're navigating to a charger in the car or apps, they show you, okay, there are 12 chargers at this location, 10 chargers are available. And usually when you get there, the number is not pretty accurate because it's not that fast. So when you charge till it shows that someone is charging, or when you're done and you drive away till it changes it back, that might take a while. So it's not perfectly accurate, but it's okay. And with the Tesla navigation, it's also not fast. So many times I have seen where it tells me there are 5 chargers available. I went there and it was no one there. Or 7 were available. Do you prefer more Y on your ID7? No. Not a bit. Because of last week, because of the things that are important to me, comfort and steering assist and having a head-up display and having a speed in front of me. Those are the things that are very important for me, and the Model Y cannot provide. and Model 3 as well. Only the Model S could provide it to me. Not head-up display, but at least a screen in front of me and comfortability. But also the Model S, I'm guessing the autopilot is also not great. And this is something very important to me, that steering assist works flawless and easy and safe. And I couldn't say that about the Model Y. That's why I know. Even though it has, like I heard today, plenty of things that are amazing. So I had that many times, that superchargers that were shown were then available or not available. So it's also not extremely accurate. So I was 500 meters away and it says 7 chargers are available. I drive in and then nobody is there. Or the other way around, 5 people are there. I was one time at this location, there are 9 superchargers there, where all the chargers were occupied and one guy was even waiting, but for a minute. I also noticed I have used a lot. Sorry. I've used. Oh God, I'm dying here. Call the police. I've used the charger, like I said, 10, 12 times. I used it before with other cars. And on my long distance trip, I used other supercharger. I have noticed when I do a normal charging, it means charging till I can get to the next charger, so a long distance trip, everyone else is charging longer. I have noticed that I arrive at the charger, there are, I don't know, a few cars there, Model 3, Model Ys, and when my car says you can go on, all the others are still there when I leave. So I think a lot of people are not using the same way, because I cannot think that the chargers are so far apart that they have to charge so long, and that they are also not charging the same way that my Model Y was charging. So I don't know. I think they all want a lot more safety and they don't like to arrive with 10% or so. It's just my guess, because I noticed this everywhere I was. Of course, sometimes I arrive at a charger and then another one is going that was already there. But I've seen a lot of cars, like I said, Model 3, Model Ys, where I arrived, they were there, and I left before them. And I charged from 10 to 50% or so. So they have at least charged to 60 or more till they left. And maybe even more. Maybe they arrived with a higher state of charge and had a horrible charging curve. I don't know, but I noticed that overall, rarely I've seen one where I said, you came after me and you left before me because I'm doing a charging test. I have to charge to 80% to do my next test or something. I rarely have seen that. Very interesting to me. I usually charge at 15 to 20. Nah, I charge with 10%, always. That's the stuff. Because then it's power into the battery. But I rarely... by the way, with Hank, my ID7, I could charged at home to 100%. Drove to the Tesla service center, which is 170 kilometers or so. 180. It's mostly highway, but 30 or 40 kilometers of country road. Arrived with 62%. In the 7 days, the state of charge didn't move, was still at 62%. And when I left, drove home, I arrived at home with 23%, but I drove a bit faster. So I didn't have to charge. That was awesome. But again, perfect weather. Back and back. There I only drove 130 because I didn't want to charge and I had time, and it was above 20 degrees, and on the way back it was the same. Is the ID7 charging curve a big difference compared to the Walter ID3? It's Walter without the H, from Walter White. Know-it-all German here. It's a complete different world. Completely different. ID7 curve is 190 kilowatt and then slowly going down under 100 kilowatt at 64%, if I'm not mistaken. ID3 in my days was a peak of 130 with the update, originally only 100 kilowatt peak, and at 30% you're already under 100 kilowatt. So charging to 50% is I think half the time in the ID.7. And ID.7 is like the Model Y. You don't need to charge high. When I drove with Cindy to the Netherlands last year in March, I think it was the middle of March. It wasn't warm, but it was also not freezing. We charged 3 times on the way there, and always we arrived with around 10% charge for 10 minutes to 45, 50% and drove off. When I last rented an ID.7, the GOM told me 400 kilometers, only the GOM learning from previous drives. Exactly. I think it's 50, the last 50 kilometers that it, but there's a way to reset that. There was a way, there was some button thing you press somewhere, you can reset the GOM. I don't know, I never did that, but I think it's the last 50 kilometers how you drove. It takes the average consumption and then does it. That's why right now my ID.7 shows under 400 kilometers because I drove home from Munich with a bit of speed. So 150, 160 sometimes. And that's why it doesn't show a lot of range. Yeah, the difference, like I said, from the Model Y and then jumping in Hank, my ID.7, was incredible. And it's exactly what you think it is. All the things that you think are good and bad about a Tesla and what are good and bad about a Volkswagen ID.7, exactly this happened. So I arrived with the Model Y. The drive there was power, software was amazing, consumption was amazing, but they're both, consumption is out, forget that. But it wasn't extremely comfortable. It was a sporty ride, and autopilot cruise control was a bit annoying. Then I went into my ID.7. The software was weird. Spotify didn't work. In climate, it didn't show the airstreams if they are heating or cooling, and if I couldn't adjust where the air was going. And then I drove home. It was extremely comfortable. Steering assist worked perfectly, and it was extremely nice. But the software was weird. And then home a day later, it worked flawlessly. But the ID.7 was parked for a week. I preheated from the app when I was 20 minutes away. Cool it down when I was 10 minutes or so away, and then the software was a bit weird. So I had to log into Spotify and stuff like this. Yeah, it was all a bit. That's just Volkswagen. That is just an awesome feature of the i7, the 200 kilowatt and better curve. So if you have the Pro S, you get 205 kilowatt and something like this. That's even better. The swampy brakes. No, the brakes, since I rarely brake very strong, it's fine. And I don't drive extremely fast and then, oh, I have to brake now fully. The brakes are not great in Hank, in my ID.7. They're better than in Walter, my ID.3 back in the day, but still Volkswagen is the MEB platform is not amazing when it comes to Ford Explorer. I think we're okay, the brakes, but Model Y is better when it comes to braking, and regen also, of course. Loved your box test between ID.7 and ID.7 Tourer, just so tiny of a difference. Yeah, it all depends on the boxes. The smaller you make the boxes, the better the more you fit in the Tourer, of course. But I said that, and it didn't matter if I said that, still people complain, that's a stupid test, why did I watch this? But people complain all the time. That's just how it is, and I think I made my peace with it. I'm reading comments again, by the way. Every comment, unless it's extremely long, I read the first 2 sentences, but I read comments again if they're not too long, and I like and give it a heart and stuff if it's not something mean or whatever. If it's stupid, then I delete, because hello, where are we? If someone is like him here, but I was nice, but now he's gone, and yeah. I think we're done. I think I said everything. Any questions? We do a like game and then maybe have questions. But first we do the like game. If you don't know what that is, I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1, 0, and then we all press the like button that's underneath this screen at the same time. It's always fun to see when the number, which is right now 22 likes and 50 people are watching, and when I count down, the number goes up. And if we can get to 50 likes, that means that at least half of you people watching right now would have pressed the like. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1, and like. Let's do this. Come on. 24. I'm seeing the countdown. There's a delay. 3, 2, 1. What about the vents not having the manual option, yet changing the vent via the screen of your ID7? 25. Still 25. Nothing is happening. 8 people left. 34. Look at that. The vents that you have to do with the hand thing, it has pros and cons. In the summer, when the car is really hot and you get into and the automatic vents move automatically to cool the whole car, that's really nice, I have to say. So if the pre-cooling didn't work or there was no chance you forgot, then this is extremely nice. 35 likes, but 41 people. If you are and it's blowing at you and you have to change it and you have to go into climate and then move it, it's a bit of a hassle. It's not horrible, but it doesn't make it better. I'm the same as I say always with Teslas. The indicator on the steering wheel button on the Model 3, or this no stalk but on the screen up and down to in drive or reverse, it doesn't make it any better. So it's not amazing, but it's okay. It's a gimmick that they gave the ID7. Look, we have automatic things. It's a bit noisy in the ID7 when you get into the car and press the brake pedal and then it boots up and then the vents spring to life. Oh, you have to blow air here or there. Then you hear a lot of sounds of the things moving. And in the winter, I think, either it was in the winter or in the fall, I hear a little cracking sound on the one in the middle when it's a bit cold. When it then warms up, it's fine. So 37 likes. We didn't reach the 50. Boo! Well, I didn't like myself. I have my phone downstairs. Yeah, so we did everything that's great with the Tesla Model Y Juniper. They improved it a bit. But I have to say, if you have a Tesla Model Y, or if you are in the market for a Tesla Model Y and you think I could get the old one extremely cheap, should I wait for the new one? No. It's a bit more comfortable, but it's not a new world. It's still not a comfortable car. It's a sporty car. The power is the same, the consumption is the same, the software is the same, the space is the same. It looks a bit different. The screen in the back for the kids. Yeah, they put a screen in the back for kids to play games and do everything, but not in front for the driver, so I can have the speed in front of me. That makes me mad. I would want this screen in front of me. I want that. It's a bit quieter than the old Tesla Model Y, but also it's really good. Maybe this is the only thing that really got a lot better. Seats, like I said, software is... seat ventilation is needed in the summer. Come on, Chad. So now when it's warm like this, 25 or above and sun, the seats, those fake leather seats, I say vegan leather seats, which are okay, not extremely amazing. I have 39. I don't have... I have only 40 likes now, not 50, and the seats need the ventilation. That's important. How do you like Skoda Elroq? Do you think that the consumption is bad or average? I haven't driven the Elroq yet. I have asked Skoda, I think 10 times, and either they don't say anything, they give me a date where I have a other car, and I tell them, no, I already told you I needed, I have time for this and this, and then they say, we don't have a car at this time. So I'm waiting and waiting. So far, no luck with the Elrock. I know that there's a lot of hype with the Elrock. Personally, I don't get it. It's the exact same car than the Enyaq. Same battery, same motor, SUV, will have very similar consumption because of the shape. Maybe it's a tiny bit less like the coupe. It just has a bit less trunk space and less space for the rear passenger. I don't get the car. An ID3 to ID4 is a completely different car. One is an SUV, one is almost a Golf. But the Elrock to Enyaq, I don't get it. But I hear from people and I see the videos, Elrock is always, oh my God, it's a new world. But people are freaking out about the Elrock, and I don't, is the Enyaq so big that you desperately want a smaller car? Because prices, I think, is not that much difference. And you have the exact same options when it comes to motor, software, hardware, battery. It's all the same. It's just a tiny bit lighter and smaller. Huh. No idea. But I don't have to get stuff, right? I mean, there are a lot of cars driving around where I'm like, I don't get it. And the other way around, I drive with cars around and people look at me. I don't get it. Yeah, tomorrow the BYD Seal should come, but nobody called. I have no idea if a car is coming tomorrow. According to plan, and I got an email 2 weeks ago that the car that I should be getting had an accident and is totaled. So I cannot get the rear wheel drive. Do I want the all wheel drive? And I said, yes, I would like the all wheel drive. And I haven't got a reply to that, and I didn't get any call that the car is coming. So I have no idea. Oh wow, BBD, very curious about the Celion. The Celion I don't get. I get, where are we? I have to delete this. Where was my... There, pool BYD. When was this? June 12th. 10 days ago. They emailed me. I emailed back on the same day. And nobody said anything if the car is coming. And I said yes. No idea why. Elrock RS is Mac Gray is the best. That's cute. The Atto, no, it's the Seal. Atto, maybe at some point, but I doubt it because it's right now it's more of a city car. We've owned 5 Model Ys and just took delivery of our Juniper. It's a massive improvement over the old one. See, some people had different opinions. That's great. Go enjoy. Enjoy the car. I didn't see the difference, the big difference. But I also drove the Model Y 3 days and then a week. But the week was in December, and now, so 6 months later, the other one. I don't see the big difference. But I don't have to. You have to. Enjoy the car. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. It's now 29.4 degrees. I've heated up the room enough. I'm cooking. I'm gonna lay on the couch where it has 25 degrees, and then later I'm gonna go to bed where there is 18 degrees with AC, which I will then turn off because it's those box ACs that are extremely loud, not the nice ones with an extra unit outside, because we don't own this house and therefore we don't do this. You're right about the Elrock versus Enyaq, but the price is about 6,000 to 7,000 euro cheaper. If you compare full spec trim, if you get 50 version, it's much cheaper. Really? I thought I looked it up and there was barely any difference. Let's look. Skoda Germany. Models. Elrock. Configure. Not found. You can't configure right now? What's going on? Not found. Ah, they have the configurator offline. Configure? No? No, the configurator is offline. Damn it. Okay, sport line of the Elrock is 44,100 euros. And the ENIAC? Where is it? No, I want models. Where's my ENIAC? ENIAC Sportline is 50,400. That's true. That's 6,000 euros less. Why? What's the big difference? Then I get it. We're back in. I'm getting it. It's cheaper. That's the only reason. Why is it that much cheaper? It's just 40 centimeters smaller. Why can you build a car that much cheaper? Even looks almost the same. And you can see the length's different here. When you look at the back here, when I click, can you see? It's just, what is it, 20, 30 centimeters? Even the height, everything looks exactly the same. It's awesome that they did this. In the RS, you can see that the ENIAC is lower. Oh, I pressed. Interesting. It's the same Polo and Golf fixes difference for 25 centimeters. Huh, I'm comparing prices from dealer, at least what I got offers. What? Here it's 2. So, you all take care. I doubt that I will see you next week, but hopefully then in 2 weeks. But maybe I see you next week. Who knows? Maybe I don't have a car because they don't bring the BYD, and then for 2 weeks I don't have any cars and I have to do something with Hank. Okay, see you soon.